Okay, we're live. I'm just gonna turn off this light because I don't like what it's creating on my screen. Okay. Good stuff. So, coming to you from a county in which the demographics are actually ridiculous, but essentially we have 65% or older are 55 and above. I believe that's the statistics I found the other evening. But I'm coming to you in this video to tell you, I guess share rather, not tell, telling and sharing, sharing and telling, my perspective and understanding of how generation gaps, as I'm holding up my iPad here, how it's evolving. I'm using this Vanity Fair infographic. It looks like you can find it on Pinterest. But yeah, just Google Vanity Fair. I'll put the link somewhere in there, down here. Look out for it. Essentially though, this is the first time I've seen such a graphic. So I'm gonna break it down for you. This is my first time reading it too, so forgive me. So we have 5 generations that Mr. Bruce Fierstein has created. So, greatest generation before the end of World War II, baby boomers 1946 to 1964, and Gen X 1965 to 1979, millennials 1980 to 2000, and iGen, whoa, that's a new one, after 2000. So, I have to, I guess, you know, put it all in perspective. I have an older brother who is indeed a millennial. I'm a millennial. My sisters, however, were just entering the iGen. They were born 98 and 99. Sorry, sisters, if I got that wrong. So yeah, they're 0 to 14. Okay, this all makes sense. Cool. So this is a great graphic. I definitely encourage you guys to check this out. See if we can get the focus. Got a bunch of different things here. So I'm just gonna go through different things here. So life-altering events for the greatest generation. First time they laid eyes on a 55 Ford Thunderbird. So I could imagine that that was a very big deal at that time. You know, collectively people were valuing cars, and you know, the American dream was just being born, all that good stuff. Baby boomers, most exciting or life-altering event rather is first time they tried pot. Well, tisk tisk, you baby boomers. Gen X, life-altering event, 9/11. Okay, I could see how that would be, but I do see millennials fitting in that as well. Free Wi-Fi is what this author has claimed is our life-altering event. But I guess that is pretty big, and I just take it for granted because even at the event I was just at, it was like, oh, we don't have internet access, and it's like, well, there's no Wi-Fi. You know, you don't have a password or code or anything. Everywhere I go, I try to connect free Wi-Fi. And I know you're probably listening, same deal. You don't want to waste your data from your phones and stuff. So their life-altering event for the iGen is the release of the iPhone 6. So that is kind of crazy because that seems almost like old news to me. But I guess, yeah, times are changing. So this is just really interesting. I can go on and on about it, but you know, look for it. You know, look at it for yourself. There we go. But my point is here that, you know, I went to this event that is sponsored by a bank, and basically there's a bunch of free mentors to help build businesses in your county. So through that, today's topic for the workshop was marketing via social media, specifically Twitter. So I personally, don't really spend much time on Twitter. It's a lot to handle. Don't know. A lot to handle, get it? Because you make candles. Okay, but literally and figuratively, too much going on there. You're taking in thoughts, you're reading opinions, you're blah, blah, blah. It's cool. It's a great platform to do things on. You know, if if you really have nothing else to do, I guess. But as far as marketing for businesses is what they're really promoting. So, you know, it was cool, but I felt like, I guess for the first time, that I truly understood that these people really have no clue what's going on. Just as much as I don't, like, they really don't. Because they're tapped into, like, old news. And we have, like, new news. So, brings me to this, you know, the subject that they have here for this, this graphic. Trusted news source, iGen is YouTube, Millennials, Twitter, Gen X, John Oliver, Baby Boomers, Dan Rather, excuse me, and Brian Williams. They're crossed off, maybe because they're deceased. I don't really know. In The Greatest Generation, their trusted news source was Dead Trees. So that really puts things in perspective, I guess. It's just a crazy world out there, I'm telling you. And we have a lot to learn from each other. We have a lot to catch up on. I think there's a lot of history we should all be aware of when it comes to understanding why bigger events occurred in not just American history, but globally. And yeah, how else can we learn from these people if we don't go out there and connect? So, you know, at times when I really do want to move out of this heavily concentrated old community, yes, because I feel like I'm losing part of my youth. But at the same time, it's slow. Like, they're not really moving anywhere. I know I've got my whole life ahead of me, but it puts everything in perspective again of like, okay, do they look happy? What have they done in their lives? You know, what have they done to achieve their level of success? You know, I see they have a nice boat, nice car, nice things. Is that something they've built up? You know, savings account, 401k, at a time when there was such thing, Social Security, etc. But yeah, it was just a really interesting time because they just didn't understand hashtags, and that's like an everyday term for us millennials and iGens and maybe some others, but they just really didn't understand the concept. And it's like quite the concept because it's all like things we've created, but it's like our world that we know, but some of us. So yeah, I talk about how dysfunctional but not dysfunctional and crazy and radical the world is, and if you resonate, like, maybe that's why you listen to me. But yeah, I definitely encourage you to like conversate with your grandparents. Unfortunately, mine are past, they're dead in heaven, and I never really got to have a relationship with either of them. They lived out of the state and died of cancer fairly quickly, or just worked a lot, so a lot of different things. But you know, I missed out on that opportunity to share that experience with them, and I think a lot of families too. You know, I know in the American culture, it's not really a thing to like live with your grandparents or your parents or the whole family, really. Everyone wants to be independent, but I know in some Spanish cultures, it's like a thing to live with the whole family, you know, abuela and abuelo and everybody, one big familia. It's muy bonita. So, you know, through there, they share their culture, and that's where you see the difference of like, okay, what the heck are we doing? Because we've really only further divided ourselves amongst generations. You know, forget the every other divide, but we've done it through generations even. Like, I mean, they put us in schools and that like starts segregating us right there, and it's just all a division and divide. And you know, if it's a divide and conquer agenda, so be it. But that's why we need to unite and yeah, come back together with some love for each other and compassion and understanding, and then maybe we can get our ish together. But until then, I didn't really know, because I think everyone is really caught up in their own world, myself included. But I make it a point to try to understand what is going on in everybody else's world. You know, if you can, if you want to believe it, I believe this. We live in a multi-dimensional universe, so everyone's kind of tapped in, tuned in different ways and avenues. But it's, you know, we still have like an even playing ground, I guess, to meet on. And it's through technology, I think. I don't know. That's a different story, different day. But, you know, I am thankful for technology, for bringing us together around the globe. That's pretty neat. And I'm sure that the older people can agree that that's pretty awesome too. Because in all reality, that's like the biggest life-altering moment that collectively we've all experienced. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about the gaps between the generations. So, if you're still watching, thanks. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't care, but I'd prefer this one because it just makes life a little bit better. Yeah, thanks.